creepy. There's some people at our door right now, and they've got free breakfast tacos, and they want to talk to me about God. I'll call you back. And so she's listening. She goes, "Now, why are you here?" You know, and we basically just tell her, you know, we just love you. We just want you to know. And here's some free breakfast tacos. And she says, "Could you come in?" And so she said, "You know, my boyfriend and I, we were just talking. How could God use us to reach our neighbors out here? Do we need to go outside and do Zumba and, you know, invite people?" We were just talking about this, and we got to know her a little bit that first visit, and she said, "Would you call my boyfriend Ray? You know, we just started going to this church, and this church is really hammering us about not being married and living together. And would you just call him?" I said, "Could I just call him? I'd love to call him. I just want to encourage him." She goes, "Would you take it easy on him?" I said, "No, don't worry. I just want to put courage into him." And so I called him that night and said, "Hey, you don't know me." And he's going like, "No, who is this?" I said, "Look, I just want to call and just say, way to go." He goes, "For what?" And I said, "Way to go. Sandy told me that you are wanting to lead her so that you too can reach your apartment complex for Jesus Christ." And so he goes, would you meet with me?" And I said, "I'd love to meet with you." So the first time we met, we shared the gospel with him. We shared FAITH, and we asked him, "Do you know any people that are far from God?" And he goes, "Well, that's easy. Everybody I know is far from God." Everybody. He told me a little bit about that, and so I said, "So here's what you can do. You can just go tell him." He goes, I said, you can tell him a simple message and just use the Roman road, or you can use this FAITH. He goes, "I like that. I want to use that FAITH." I said, "Well, that's not what most people say, but you're welcome. I'll go print this out and get it for you." I said, "But we're going to go out of town, and we're going to come up to Plano, and then we're going to go to the Verge conference, and then we're going to go to the Texas Evangelism conference, and then we'll be back." I said, "But you just go, and this is what you do." So I'm sitting up, and one of these conferences, and I'm getting a text message, and it's from Ray, and he goes, Ray says, "Fred, what do I do? Everybody wants to come to Christ." And so I said, I step out and call him and say, "Ray, just do exactly what we said. Just tell them this good news about Jesus, just like we talked about. Just tell them and invite them to come." So I want to fast forward a little bit because I want to be respectful of time. So we come back, and he's led his, he invited his boss and his what he thought was his wife out to Chili's for dinner. He leads her to Christ, and then asks his boss, and he said, "Well, I'm not ready to do that yet." And he goes, "That's okay, you know, we'll meet again." And so we come back then from meeting with Jeff, and we start training Ray and Sandy in the Stories of Hope. And there's one thing that happened right between there. We were going to meet with them on Valentine's Day to meet with them, and they stood me up, and we're going like, "Oh, are you all right?" And he goes, "No, I just wanted to tell you, you know, I had to do something. God just showed me I had to get clean, and so I asked Sandy to marry me."
Praise the Lord.
And we got married. And he said, "I just had to do that because it just didn't feel right, me trying to go and tell these other people about how wonderful this Jesus is and not be like this." And so I want to fast forward a little bit and just say that he started leading all these people to Christ. And we came over one day, and he slumped all over, and I said, "What's the matter, Ray?" He goes, "Fred, how do I keep leading all these people to Christ, and how do I keep discipling all these people? I've got 3 different groups of people I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to work and earn a living. How do I do all this and still share the gospel with more people?" And I said, "Oh, Ray, that's so beautiful." I said, Do you remember that trust you had, and how you believed that Jesus was the boss and that he was able to change your life. I said, now he's just doing that in this area. So just the same thing, just trust in him and believe in him, and he'll show you, he'll make a way. And so we saw him in another week, and he goes, I can't wait to see you. And he says, God took care of all that. He did this and this and this, and now led 3 more people to Christ, and it was just as if it never happened. Wow. And so then, fast forward a little bit, he gets to come to San Antonio to meet Jeff and go to a training in San Antonio here just a few weeks ago. And so I can't remember where we were. I think we were out we were sharing the gospel. Get a text from he goes, we had a great night, our first night. 10 people, first day, 10 people came to Christ. And then the next day says 5 of them want to get baptized. And and then 3 more people came to Christ. And all I'm trying to say is that what I thought was helpful for us is that Sandy was the last door on the last day when we were bone tired, and now it's such an encouragement to us to say, go one more door, because it may be Ray and Sandy.
And by the way, Ray and Sandy could have led the training in San Antonio, by the way. Because they, I was going in, and he's like, well, when are we going to get to this? When are we going to get to this? Not yet. you let everybody else catch up to y'all, but I mean, I think they started 10 Bible studies the first day and led 13 people to Christ the first day in San Antonio. And then they said, now we know what we need to go back and do in the apartment complex. They were so excited to talk to y'all. So, what are some, let's